What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. In today's video, I wanted to cover and show you guys how I find entries to scalp supply and demand levels on the S&P 500 futures. Right, so there's a couple of entries that I consistently use to trade these levels, supply and demand mainly, and sometimes obviously support and resistance. So let me just cover these first and then go to the charts and then show you guys some examples. So the two types of entries that I mainly focus on are the M5 and the M1 double tops or double bottoms, depending if we're in supply or demand levels. And then another great entry as well that I started to implement lately is a M1 break of structure and a retest of the structure. Okay, so let me just head to the chart and show you guys some examples. So here we have a couple of demand slash support levels. And as you can see, price has reacted nicely to these levels. You can see it reacted here, and then this level reacted here in the pre-market. And then later on, in the PM session of the S&P 500 also as well. And then here you can see during, my trading session, it happened as well. As you can see, a nice demand that reacted off already the day prior, and the next day it happened again. Okay, so let me just cover the first zone and see what happened right here. Obviously, this is a late trade. I wouldn't be taking those trades as I'm not at my computer this late. I usually stay for about an hour and a half to 2 hours of the market open. But this is just a nice example. So let's first look at the M5 and see what we see here. So as you can see, price came into the level and made a M5 double bottom, as you can see right here. Yeah, this would be an M5 double bottom. So this obviously wouldn't have been a profitable trade. The best would be a break-even trade because my entry usually is somewhere here at the bottom with a 2 to 3 point stop loss. So in this case, for example, here, yeah, 2 points is sure more than enough. And then obviously targets really depend on what you want to target on. So, this could have been a break-even trade, or, if you obviously look for smaller targets, well, then it could still have been a profitable trade. But this wasn't the main move. So then a little bit later, you can see a clear M5 double bottom again with an entry somewhere here at the bottom with, 2 to 3, maybe even 3 point stop loss just below this wick. And then obviously you could target, well, all these highs, for example, which would have been, again, a great trade. And this was obviously the main move. You can see this one wasn't the main move. That doesn't mean that you cannot make profits here, especially if you also take partials, which is what I do. I take partials along the way. But this here was obviously the main move. Again, this was a very late trade. My local time, that was 9:30, 9:40 p.m. So I wouldn't be trading at this time. But this is again a great example of an M5 double bottom and at a demand slash support and a great reaction of it. Okay, so let's just take a look at another level from the previous day. So we had this demand right here where price already reacted off here multiple times. As you can see, here, for example, we had a M5 low being set, no M5 double bottom. Then price came back later, again to the later side around 9:30 again. And here you can see we have a M5 double bottom with an entry somewhere there, stop loss below the low. So yeah, 3 points. And then you can target all these highs or these highs. Really depends, what you want to target, what your average RR usually is. But you can see in a nice M5 double bottom again. Let's take a look at the M1 and see maybe if we can find something in these levels that is an entry pattern that I use. So here, for example, we need to see an M1 break of structure first. So this isn't an M1 break of structure. This here is not. As you can see, it didn't break this high. Price went further down lower and finally broke this. And then you have structure right here. And then you can enter on the retest of this once you see using order flow tools like I do, using the book map, you can see maybe trapped sellers turn into aggressive buyers, and then you can enter right here with stop loss below these lows, maybe like 4 points. And yes, in this case there was a little bit of drawdown, but that's just part of it. And then you can target these highs or the next highs. You can see again this was a great trade using the M1 break of structure with retest on top of structure. Let's take a look at another level. Let's take a look at this one actually. So here, for example, you can again see this was again during my trading session. This was around 5 o'clock p.m. So this is when I'm still at the charts, and you can see a clean M5 double bottom probably entry somewhere around here with stop loss, below this wick, so around 5 to 6 points, somewhere there, probably like 6 in this case. And then obviously you can target, well, whatever you want to target, right? But you can have a decent trade and a nice gains just using the M5 double bottom. So let's take a look at the M1 and see if we can find something else. Here, for example, you don't really see an M5 double bottom, just an M5 low being set. So then maybe there was something on the M1. So let's just take a look on the M1 and see what we can find. But as you can see, guys, M5 double bottoms or double tops. Now, obviously, in this case, I can't really show you too many double tops as there weren't many sell opportunities lately, as price has just been moving higher and higher every single time, breaking all-time highs multiple times every single week. Here, for example, you can see a very clean M1 double bottom. Okay, this is what I use a lot in the beginning, M1 double bottoms. But then the thing is with this is that you still can have many losses, as still many times M1 double bottoms just fail. Now in this case it didn't fail, so this obviously would have been a great entry somewhere here with stop loss below maybe 2 points, 3 points. This would have been a great trade, targeting all these lows here. And if you don't really want to use M1 double bottoms and you just want to see first a break of structure and then a retest of the structure, well, here you have it, right? You have a M1 double bottom right here, and then you have the break of structure with a retest on this structure, right? And as soon as you see the retest of this structure, this would have been a great entry. So if you manage to enter right here with a stop loss of, let's see what the wick is right here, 1 point. So yeah, 2 points is more than enough here. With 2 points, just targeting all these lows right here. As you can see, this could be potential resistance, as it actually was. You can get a nice almost 1 to 4 risk to reward trade, which obviously is a great trade in just a matter of minutes, right? If you enter right here and you get out right there, it's literally like 4 to 5 minute trade for almost a 4-hour trade. So this is a very clean example of an M1 double bottom with a retest on structure after a break of structure. Okay, so my favorite entries are usually that, just a M5 double bottom or double top. As you can see, happens quite often. There are obviously times where I would miss a trade. Let's say there was a supply up here. Yeah. Let's say there was a supply up here. It just changes to red. Supply. Let's say there was an old supply here and price comes back, and then I'm waiting for that M5 double top and it doesn't happen, right? So I might miss this move if I just look at M5 double tops. So that's why I'm also looking at the M1 and see which basically entry pattern happens first. So here, for example, you can see we had a break of structure. We do have M1 double top, well, even triple top, right? Or quadruple top, if you want to call it. And once you see that break of structure, then we can also look at the structure. So there's some structure here and price actually retested that. And then once you see sellers step in, you can enter there with stop loss just above 2 points or 3 points, whatever you want to do, and then just target, whatever you want to target as well, this or these lows or whatever, right? That really depends, up to you. I'm just giving you the entry patterns that I look for in the market. Here, obviously, you can see 1, 2, 3 tops or 4 tops in this case. So, you just need to keep it simple, guys, and really focus on, you have to be careful though with these M1 double tops and double bottoms, just if you're just looking at that, because they might fail quite often. Obviously, if they don't fail, you might get a great entry and a great risk to reward, but they might fail a lot. And M5 double tops and double bottoms really don't fail that much, as they don't happen that often, obviously, at the M1. So that's why I really like the M5 double tops and double bottoms. It has kept out of many losses. And the trades that I usually take with this pattern are usually like big moves. So I can get great risk to reward on that. And yes, they might not happen every single day, but they do happen, between 1 and 3 times every single week. And then obviously you can always use the M1, break of structure with a retest of structure. And like I showed you in that one example on the M1, let me just find it real quick. This one right here is really a setup that I like to see, which is a M1 double bottom, right? We see the M1 double bottom, but you don't enter there. You just wait for a break of structure first and then a retest of that structure, which is just super, super clean. You have this M1 double bottom, break of structure, and then you retest this structure, and then you get a nice move. Yeah. Obviously, this might not look like a big move once you enter and you exit somewhere here. Yes, it's only 8 to 9 points move, but if you just scalp that is basically all you need, because your stop loss is usually going to be 2-3 points. So if you catch those 8-9 point moves with a 2 to 3 point stop loss, you can get great RR. Okay, so you don't really need those 40-50 point moves on ES. You can really profit on 8, 10, 15 points. You can have massive gains if you just have the right entry at the right time at the right place, with the good tight little stop loss, and then just targeting market structure, right? It's very easy. I would just target these lows here. As you can see, this is potential resistance, right? This is a clear area where price might retrace from. And that's exactly what it did as well. I just came to this area and it reacted from it. Now, these obviously aren't levels that I would be looking to trade off because they're not strong enough, but these are areas where price might do a little retrace, okay, and then maybe tap me out break even. If my target obviously would be further, if my target would be a lot higher, all these highs, well, then it would have been a break even trade, right? If my stop loss obviously would be a little bit in profit to cover the spread, to cover the commissions and the fees and all that, so then it would tap me out break even. So that's why I don't like to look for these massive areas, like massive targets, but I'm definitely more than happy that with a 3 or 4 hour trade, right? So anyways, guys, I hope you found this video helpful. Hope you guys liked it, and just take a look for yourself on the chart whenever these setups happen, right? Whenever these entry patterns happen, just study it yourself, see which ones fail, which ones don't, and which ones you like the best, okay? All right, guys, so thank you for watching this video. If you found any value in this video, just make sure to drop a like, maybe subscribe to the channel, and if you have any questions, let me know in the comments down below, and I will definitely get back to you. All right, so guys, see you in the next video.